Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 49th edition of the Take One podcast. And if I'm sounding kind of off, it's because my allergies are acting up. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and get through this without like sniffling and doing all that other nasty stuff that people with allergies do. It's not contagious, of course. So don't be afraid that if you listen to this, you're gonna get whatever. But in any case, that was stupid. Forget I even said that. But yeah, like I said, welcome to the Take One podcast. This is episode 49, and this episode I'm just gonna be talking about the weekend box office and all that stuff. And so I'm gonna give you my box office results. Well, I'm gonna give you the box office results, and I'm gonna give you my box office predictions. But first, let me start off with even just basically telling you my last week's prediction, and then I'm gonna get to like what the results were. Now, I was pretty close. If you heard the last episode on which I did this, I basically put Happy Death Day at number one, and then I put The Foreigner at number two. I put Blade Runner at number three, The Mountains Between Us at number four, and It at number five. Yeah, I was actually pretty close, pretty close, because freaking Happy Death Day was number one as I predicted. And it took number one spot with $26 million. And this movie then already made back like quadruple plus its motherfucking budget. Yeah. This is like on the budget of like $4.8 million. So don't be surprised if you hear about a possible sequel for this movie. Even though I don't think it deserves it, even if it was like, I'm gonna put out my review soon. I haven't done it yet, but not even just to give away my thoughts about it. I feel like this movie was okay. It wasn't anything, yeah. But in any case, even if this movie was a great movie, where it was just like, yo, this movie was like so good, I don't think it warrants it. Like, this is like a concept that it was like, okay, this was different. This wasn't anything that, real spectacular, but it was different. And so, I don't think that it warrants that, because I don't want it to be one of those things where it's like, oh, we're going to do this again because it made a lot of money, and it's they try to make it catch on like wildfire, and it's like another Paranormal Activity thing. Like, no, we just don't need that. This is kind of a one-off. Leave it where it stands. But like I said, don't be surprised if you hear of them possibly thinking about, or them like green lighting a freaking sequel for this movie. And so second place was Blade Runner, which I was actually surprised, because Blade Runner, it's basically been underperforming, from just like the budget of being like 150 mil, and it really hasn't even touched the budget worldwide, and which kind of sucks, because it's like this movie was actually pretty good. I'm gonna do my results. I'm going to do my review on Blade Runner 2049 as well. I'm just kind of late with this. I'm still trying to catch up. Sorry about that. But in any case, so yeah, it took the number two spot with 15 million, which isn't bad, but it brings its overall total to 60 million. So take that for what it is. And then number three was The Foreigner, which debuted at 13 million on a budget of 35 million. Now this movie underperformed. I haven't seen it yet. I'm more than likely planning to see it tonight. Hopefully it is good. But from what I hear that it's good. I hear that it's decent. It's not like the best. Like, oh my god, like people aren't raving about it. But at the same time, I haven't heard really anything too bad about it. So it is what it is. And then you have the number four spot with It, which I was surprised. That took me by surprise that it still has legs. Like, that's crazy that it still has legs. And this is not second week. This is 6th week being in the top 5, and it's already in October, which isn't like a surprise because it's October. It's Halloween season, so even the people that haven't seen it yet are still trying to go see it, and then the people that have seen it wants to go see it again, which I got my review out for it. I wasn't really too taken by the movie, but I understand its popularity. I understand why a lot of people may like it. So I'm not mad at the money it's making, and I'm not mad at the fact that it's still in the top 5. So, I mean, let it make its money. I mean, shit, go ahead, do your thing. But, yeah, I mean, people are still wanting to see a horror film. And, I mean, it really is, it really shouldn't be no surprise that it's still in the top 5. That it's more than likely may still be in the top 5 by the end of this month. But I think when you have movies like Geostorm, Boo 2, and the Snowman, which I don't know too much about the Snowman. I don't know how it's gonna do, but I mean, I'm gonna give you that in my predictions for this coming weekend. But when you have Boo 2 and then the Snowman, which are 2 horror films coming out this weekend, I don't know if it's going to be still in the top 5, as well as Geostorm. And like, a lot of people love these like natural disaster, crazy type films. So with these 3 films coming out, I don't think that it's going to last up in the top 5. I think this was his last weekend. If it is, then I will be surprised. I will be very, very surprised. And then number 5 was freaking The Mountain Between Us. Go figure. Basically doing, did I say what it did? It did 6 million. And so The Mountain Between Us did 5 million. And this is the second weekend, and it's kind of underperformed as well. $35 million budget, same as it. And it only brought in 20 million on the second weekend. I haven't seen The Mountain Between Us, though I haven't heard, too many good things. I mean, I've heard that it's not a terrible movie. It's just, of course, every movie has its flaws, but this is a movie that I could wait, to see, I'm not too particular about movies like this, too. I'm more of like, a superhero horror, type person and stuff like that. Well, if it's a drama and it looks really good, I'll go see it. But movies like this is the movies that I'll just kind of like wait, probably see or just watch on DVD if there's nothing else to watch. Or, I just feel like watching, whatever the hell. But I haven't heard too many good things. I mean, not saying that I've heard like a lot of bad things, but I haven't heard really too much about it. So it really doesn't spark my interest to like put it on my top 5 or top 10 to watch list like within the next couple weeks. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that rounds up the top 5. So you have Happy Death Day taking in 26 million, and then you have Blade Runner in the second week doing 15 million, which brings the total to 60 million. And you have The Foreigner taking up the number 3 spot with 13 million, and that's this basically debuting at number 3 spot. It is still in the running with freaking 6 million, and it brings its worldwide total to 314 million, and this is his 6th week. And then you have The Mountain Between Us with 5 million, and brings his overall total to 20 million, and this is his 2nd week. So that's your weekend box office. I was slightly kind of off. Slightly. Because, like I said, number 2 and number 3 spot for me in my predictions were switched. And then number 4 and number 5 in my predictions for last week were switched. So, I mean, like I said, I was real close. I got everything in the top 5. Every single thing in the top 5. I just had number 2 or 3 switched and number 4 and 5 switched. If I had those switched, then I probably would have had it perfect. But it is what it is. So with that said, I'm going to get into my predictions. My predictions for this coming week. You have Boo 2 coming out this weekend, as well as you have Geostorm, you have The Snowman, and then you have Only the Brave. And so my predictions for this coming weekend, which is kind of hard, like I said, because you have a disaster flick that's coming out. And usually a lot of people run to those. I'm not saying that those do like huge numbers every single time they come out, but at the same time, it's just like a horror film. Like a lot of people do run to those, I don't have like, what, the other ones have done, like San Andreas or Day After Tomorrow, 2012 and stuff like that. I don't have those numbers in front of me. But in the same sense, I know a lot of people like those type of movies. So I don't know, this movie, it looks like it's a high level B movie. It doesn't look like it's taking itself way too serious. If it is, then I feel sorry for the movie. But in any case, these are my predictions. So we have, damn, I just lost my, okay, here we go. So, I'm taking a huge gamble on this, even though something tell me that my number 2 and number 1 are going to be switched. I feel like even though it is Halloween, people are going to be in the mood to see something like major, and Geostorm seems like it's going to be one of those big impactful type movies. So with that said, I'm going to put Geostorm at number 1. I feel like just people are going to want to go see that. Just really, I haven't really even seen too many previews for Madea Boo, or too many like just advertisement. I haven't seen really anything. Now that I think about it, I've seen stuff for Geostorm, and I guess that makes a major factor. I mean, because given the fact I haven't really been watching TV too much, I've been watching TV for like the shows that I do like reviews on or whatever, or like cause I do episodes of The Gifted review, and then I watch Raw and SmackDown and do my reviews on that. But other than that, I mean, I kind of watch TV here and there, but I don't remember ever seeing a trailer to Madea Boo. Because like I pay attention to all the stuff in like the movie news and stuff. I mean, I need to catch up, like I need to like read up on a little bit more, but in the same sense, I haven't seen not one trailer. Usually around this time, I would have saw like about a whole bunch of trailers, even on freaking YouTube. I mean, I guess now is gonna probably start be playing the advertisement before you like watch the video, but I haven't seen a trailer, not one trailer for Madea Boo 2. I have not. But for Geostorm, I have. Whether I'm like seeing a movie or I'm seeing it on TV. So that kind of adds to the factor of me thinking that Geostorm is going to take the top spot, because I know a lot of people know that Boo 2 coming out. But if I wasn't doing this, I probably wouldn't even known Boo 2 was coming out. And that's sad, I guess. Whatever. I guess you could say, yeah, that's sad, because I do podcasts where I'm talking about movies and upcoming movies and stuff that's happening with movies behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't know, like, yeah. So that plays a major factor. So yeah, Geostorm is going to take the number 1 spot, only based off of just the scale of the movie, and then just, like I said, the advertisements and me seeing that. Boo 2 is going to take the number 2 spot. I really firmly believe that it's going to be a number 2. I may still be wrong, even though with like my presenting, I ain't going to say evidence, but just me giving my reasons why I don't think it is. It may still end up taking the number 1 spot. Because like I said, Boo 2 is a Halloween movie, and a lot of people still like Tyler Perry movies. Even though I don't think that they are as popular as they used to be, a lot of people still run out. This is a Halloween movie. Then on top of that, it's a familiar property as well as it is a comedy. And a lot of people, even though it's Halloween, a lot of people don't want to see a straight horror film or straight Halloween type movie. I mean, well, not matter of fact, that this is a straight Halloween type movie. But a lot of people don't want to see a straight horror film like It or freaking Saw that's going to be coming out in like a week or so. Like, people want to see, stuff that's, that's good, that they can, whatever, enjoy, laugh at and stuff like that. So, even with taking that into consideration, I think Boo 2 is going to take the number 2 spot. And then number 3, Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day, I think, is still going to have legs. Of course, it's not going to have legs like It, because in my opinion, It was a better movie. Even though I wasn't too taken by It, Happy Death Day, it did something that it just did. It didn't. Well, I'm not even about to say too much on it because I still have yet to do my review, so I want to save all my real big thoughts for that. But in the midst of it, I think It was a better film as far as a horror film. So I think Happy Death Day is still going to be in the top 5. It's not going to get bumped off right away. But in the same sense, I think people are going to start to realize what type of movie it is through word of mouth and everything else. And it may slowly decline. So I don't know. It may still be in the top 2, but I highly doubt it. So yeah, Happy Death Day is number 3. Blade Runner 2049, I think word of mouth is still getting out. It underperformed. I don't know if it's going to make its budget back like completely, which is sad because that was a damn good movie. But in any case, I think it's still gonna have legs, at least for a little while, at least until to the end of this weekend, and I hope it does. I hope it makes a little bit more money than it has been. But yeah, so Blade Runner 2049, I believe, is going to be in the top 4 spot. And then rounding up the top 5, at number 5, I just dropped my phone, is The Snowman. I don't know if a lot of people have seen trailers to this or even care about this movie even being in there. Even though Michael Fassbender is in this movie, I don't think he has enough star power to get people in seats. I'm curious to watch this movie. This is out of the top 5. I could say this is, I want to say, number 2. Yeah, this is number 2 of the movies that I want to go see as far as coming out this weekend, because you have Geostorm, and I'm very curious about that. Even though I say it's going to be a high level B movie, which more than likely it is, just by the premise itself. And then on top of that, it's a disaster film. Just look at it, It has B movie written all over it. But I'm curious to see how that movie turns out. And I'm not really too particular, really care to see Boo 2. Like I've said before in like movie reviews and podcasts, I'm not a comedy guy. If it looks like it's going to be funny, if it looks like it has an interesting premise and all this stuff, then I'll go see it. But I don't know. I'm debating on whether I want to go see it or not. But The Snowman, it looks like it's going to be good. Yeah, I really want to check that movie out. So yeah, I say behind Geostorm, because that is a big epic movie. The one horror film that I want to see is The Snowman. So yeah, rounding up the top 5, maybe The Snowman. So just to go over it a little bit, because I know I talked in between them. We have number 1 with Geostorm, 2 with Boo or Madea Halloween, or Boo 2 or Medea's Halloween, or Madea Halloween, whatever. And then number 3 is going to be Happy Death Day. Number 4 is going to be Blade Runner 2049. And number 5 is going to be The Snowman. And so those are my predictions for this coming weekend. And I know that I haven't really said anything about Only the Brave yet. That's only because I don't think that that's going to be in the top 5. I really don't. It may be a good film. I don't know. I haven't really. It's not one of those movies that I care to really actually, see. I know it might sound bad. I mean, because it's based off of a true story or whatever. But I don't think that people are gonna be rushing out to go see this, or enough people to put it in, the top 5. That I don't really think so. I think people are rather going to go see a horror film or a action film, which Geostorm is basically an action. I guess you could, a disaster film. That's basically what it is. I guess it's his own genre, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think people are either gonna go see a horror film or just a Halloween type film, which is Medea, or they're gonna go see a disaster flick or some type of action film. I don't think people are really going to go see something like this, and not saying that it's a bad film, because like I said, I haven't seen it. I haven't really paid attention to any reviews on it, but I don't think people are going to be rushing out in droves to go see this shit. Enough people, or at least enough people to put it in the top 5. I could be wrong. I was wrong before, but shit, I don't think so. I don't think people are going to go be seeing this this weekend, especially when you got movies like Boo 2 and Geostorm coming out. Nah, I don't think so. But in any case, damn, did I even put The Foreigner up in there? I don't even think that is gonna have legs. Yeah, no. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I really don't have too much to talk about. I may do 1 or 2 other Take One podcasts, because this weekend is going to be the premiere of my newest podcast, which is going to be the All Wrestling Podcast. And the title for it is going to be called the Triple W Podcast. Yeah. And that basically just stands for the Wonderful World of Wrestling. And just for now, like I said, it's just basically, it's going to keep to that format, which it may go a little bit over, as the wrestling, episodes that I've been doing have been going a little bit over, maybe to almost 30 minutes to a little bit over 30 minutes. So I may keep it between the 20-30 minute range as I do the Take One podcast, or as I try to do it. Or I may push it to 30-40 minutes, because there's a lot to cover when it comes to Raw and SmackDown. But we'll see. But yeah, though, that's going to be on the weekend. That's a weekend podcast. So yeah, so we're going to have every week the Take One podcast, and then we're going to have the Triple W podcast on the weekend. And then and then on top of that, I don't know, because it's still some stuff in wrestling that I want to cover. And if I do, the Triple W podcast may run to 40-50 minutes and stuff like that. I may do that sometimes, because there's still some ideas I want to get off my chest about wrestling and all that stuff. And this is just for wrestling fans, okay? Whatever. But I still may have a segment of the Wrestling Corner in the Take One podcast anytime I do it. So, yeah, that would just probably be a segment, just for me talking about certain things. If I can fit it on the Triple W podcast, then I will. But overall, I'm going to keep trying to keep as minimum wrestling stuff off the Take One podcast. But, you probably won't hear it that much. But every now and then, I'm going to have a Wrestling Corner segment. So, that's how it is. So, yeah. And I have a few things I'm going to be releasing this week or whatever, as well as look forward to my The Gifted episode 3 review. I still have yet to watch it, but it's going to be out by this weekend. So yeah, look out for that, as well as some other stuff, movie reviews and all that other jive. They ain't jive, but you know, all that other stuff. But yeah, I think that's about it. I may have another episode of the Take One podcast later on this week. I don't know. You'll see. But in any case, I will catch you guys in the next one. And thank you for listening. Peace.